Man, I got fucking spoiled good for my birthday, man.
Spoiled good. Well, number one, happy birthday to Big Red.
Thanks,
Let's
brother.
get that out of the way.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
31, man.
31.
Fuck. The years are just fucking flying. Like it.
You know, it's funny. You and I have known each other for 3 years now.
Going almost 4 years, actually.
Almost 4 years.
By February, it'll be 4 years. You and I have known each other.
Okay, so yeah, we've known each other for a significant amount of time now.
Oh yeah, we homies.
It's so funny because your age when we met made you seem so much younger than me. But now that you're 31, I'm like, oh, we're not that far apart. And I don't know what that is. I don't know why like 30s and 20s are so separated in terms of like thinking it's close. But to be fair, you know, I was born in 1985, and I still think the year 2000 was 10 years ago.
Oh,
So
fuck. To like really show my age, I was like, when I go to school, I'll throw my fucking phone on shuffle on Bluetooth and whatever. And then I hear Pretty Fly for a White Guy playing. And I'm enjoying the tune. Then all of a sudden it gets to the chorus where like, yeah, he's going to the tattoo. He's getting ink done. He asked for 13,
it's for 13, but they drew a 31.
I was like, for Christ's
he's trying
sakes.
too hard.
Yeah, I was like, for fuck's sakes, shut up, Offspring. But yeah, no, it was okay. So my brother got me a couple multiverse DC McFarlane figures.
Oh yeah.
I've had on my wish list for a while. He got me an Arkham City Joker.
Fuck yeah,
and it shows that like it shows that he's like decaying because he's sick and
yeah.
But yeah, I've wanted this because that's my favorite Joker of all.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
What?
Well, I said I can dig that, and it just occurred to me right now that the way that you interact with Joker in Arkham Knight is the same way that V interacts with Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk 2077, and I had never put those together before until this exact moment.
So it's funny you bring up Arkham Knight because the other figure my brother got me is Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight! Hey, look at me knowing how to seg into the next thing.
Comes with the whole smoke grenade and the grappling gun. And just, I love the Arkham series so much. And to me, it's what got me into DC. Without the Arkham series, I wouldn't have probably even bothered exploring DC comics.
That's interesting.
Because
that's really interesting.
Like, I didn't hate DC by any means. I was a Marvel kid through and through, but it's just like, yeah, Batman, Superman, didn't really catch my interest. But then a friend lent me Arkham Asylum, and I was hooked immediately. And I will say, granted, a lot of the DC characters I have a lot of interest in is the villains. Not much superheroes, but mainly villains.
No, I get that.
So they got really good villains. Like my favorite villain out of Batman's coterie of villains is easily Killer Croc.
Hey?
I'm a sucker for
Rogues Gallery is the term you're looking for.
There we go.
Rogues Gallery. And Croc is a good one, and there's so many different iterations of Croc. So,
like the one I got behind me on my shelf there, it's going to be a bitch to get it right now. I'll just throw a photo on it later because it's behind a whole bunch of figures. But I found the Mega Fig that McFarlane did from Arkham Asylum. That's my favorite version of Killer Croc.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just that scene of him coming up in the elevator and it just grinding on the gears and like he's so hunched down, but the minute you see that big hook of a hand come out just to like duck out, holy shit. I'm getting goosebumps because I remember that scene so good of like, fuck me, you're a big dude. Oh, so much PTSD from that sewer fight. Holy fuck.
Where you have to jump on the pallets?
Yeah.
The pallets in the water?
Yeah, and like you gotta watch out, like not to like make it too loud for him to like.
Yeah, because he'll know where you are. Yeah. Oh fuck, I remember that.
Oh god, great game series. I highly recommend it if any of you have not played the game. But yeah, it's been fucking good nonetheless. So, 31.
Oh, 31. Happy birthday, Red.
Thanks.
And I I would say happy birthday, Bpgn. I don't know when our birthday is, so I can't say that with certainty.
I believe it would be... I think it would be January. Sometime in January is when we started. I know it was in the winter we started in BBGN, so we'll just say January.
Okay, we also live in Canada, so your idea of winter disqualifies you from making a calendar judgment.
That's very true.
I think we will find out when that is. But anyway, welcome to the BPGN podcast. We have Big Red Gamer here.
How's it going, everyone? Good to see y'all.
Papa Gnome is unable to be with us tonight, but he'll be back with us soon.
Absolutely.
And he'll be missed that little gnome.
We'll spray his chair with Febreze until then.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of cashed in farts, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It is what it is. And I am Captain, who actually the question has been answered. Captain Chronoton.
Oh. Well, thank you for joining us, Captain Chronoton.
Yes. Or just Captain. That'll work. Or Cap. If you're feeling Chris Evans about it.
I will go with that. Sure thing, Cap.
Oh, see, I like that a little too much. So we'll see how it feels, and then we'll backtrack at the end of the episode.
Just watch Gnome show up again. He'll throw all the wrong fucking level ranks that aren't even close.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be a thing. So we did the open. We were talking about video games.
Yeah,
and I kind of wanted to continue that in my topic for this week, which. We are, at this moment that we're recording, we are just a hair over a week away from... Actually, no, wait. Today's Tuesday as we're recording this.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Okay, so we are 6 days away from the first DLC for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. Review embargo lifted today. The game is scoring 9s and 10s, or the update is scoring 9s and 10s.
Nice.
Like, it is. People are like, "Fuck yeah, this is what the game is always meant to be," which I've been enjoying the shit out of it the last few months. But I'm very excited for the DLC. So that got me thinking about my favorite downloadable content expansions that I've played. So that's really, we're looking at like the Xbox 360 era.
era.
Yeah, like that's the era that you could actually download new content to a video game.
When DLCs actually fucking mattered for what you paid for.
Yeah.
Really. Like, I'm not trying to be a cynical snob, but it's true. Now, a lot of people will consider DLCs being like, oh, it's a new skin, it's a new weapon. No, that's not DLC. Like, yes, it's downloadable. You have to, but that's like microtransactions.
Right. So that's why I wanted to make the distinction there between DLC and expansion.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Because you can have DLC, like even if it's not like paid DLC.
Mm-hmm.
You can have DLC like that where it's skins and whatever, and I'm like, but I'm talking about something that like significantly expands the game.
Yes.
New features, new areas, new parts of the map, new perks, new
story,
character models, story. Like I'm looking for that.
Okay, I'm into this because 360 PS3 era, that was like the pinnacle of DLC.
I think so too. I think everything does become too monetized.
Yeah,
these days, and that's part of why I'm excited about Phantom Liberty from Cyberpunk. Is they're probably like reviews are saying it's 30 hours of gameplay.
Shit, dude.
God, for $30. So that's more than worth it. Most AAA games don't come close to that, and this is a DLC. This is an expansion. But CD Projekt Red has done very well with those in the past. So I'm not terribly surprised that they're knocking it out of the park.
Right.
And this will also go a long way to redeeming their image, because now they'll be able to sell the definitive Cyberpunk edition, which is patch 2.0 and the DLC all in one package, and people can experience the game as it was meant to be before corporate overlords, which is hilarious considering the context of the game, made them publish it early.
But yeah, no shit, because like I honestly hope with something like as good as like Phantom Liberty is going to be, that this gives like other studios a kick in the ass, but like, yeah, our players want this again. You know, single player, single player content. I feel like gaming has moved so much into just exclusively doing multiplayer. And like, I get it, like people want to play together, but that doesn't mean you should fucking axe the goddamn single player.
Right.
Like, that's so stupid. Like, I get it in games of, like, Dead by Daylight, the Evil Dead game, stuff like that. Because, like, you're playing out a horror film, you know?
But also, Evil Dead game you mentioned, it didn't get enough traction, and it's done. Yeah, they're not doing any more. Yeah, they're not doing any more updates, and they're pulling support at the end of the year. Like, it's done.
Yeah.
Game was out less than a year, and it's done because it didn't pull in everyone needed to, because a lot of people don't want to play a fucking multiplayer game.
No, and like same thing with Marvel Avengers right now, like on Steam.
Oh, I bought it on PS5. I've never played it, but at that price, I figured why not?
On Steam, I scored it for $4.30, the definitive edition.
Yeah, that's what I paid on PS5.
And like that's, I think it was like in a month or so. I read that it's done. It's gonna be pulled from store shelves. I'm like,
yep.
Oh, why not? I'll own it for my PC. But
I figured why not? Like, I haven't ever played it before, but it's like a $4 game. Why not?
Yeah, like the story was pretty good. It's the multiplayer I had an issue with for that one.
Oh, well, see, I don't give a shit about that. So
yeah, but no, I wholeheartedly agree. I totally get you on that level. Like, I'm sick of straight multiplayer battle royale bullshit. Like, I'm so done. You know, so I don't know. Maybe when I graduate, I hopefully lead the charge with that. Bring the single player experience back.
Fuck yeah!
Like
there's several companies that are still putting out good single player titles, which is good, and in different genres, which is nice. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna pick that any day of the week. Okay, so in terms of expansions, though,
yes,
what's a pick for you?
Okay, so off the hop, my favorite, well, not all time, but one of them I'll pick. Would be from GTA 4, and I'm going to go with The Lost and the Damned.
Fuck yeah.
That was my
Sons of Anarchy, baby, and it came out around the same time?
Yes.
Yes.
It was an amazing biker-style game where, like, it was so technical, where it's like, no, you rode in formation. And, like, you had your own biker service and, like, everything down to a T. And the missions were great, like... I managed to find the whole collection on Steam for like $10 on sale. Yeah. So like I plan to play through those again sometime soon. But yeah, I remember sinking so many hours into that. Even hearing like, what was it? I think it was Sepultura.
Oh,
that's the band playing like the song in the trailer. Like, I was amped right the fuck up. I was like, shut up and take my money. I am in. So yeah, my first pick easily, GTA 4's Lost and the Damned. That was my favorite. So many good characters in that. It was just, so good. What about you?
So mine, I'm not going to go in any necessarily particular order. But these are just three that stood out immediately when I kind of thought of this idea. Undead Nightmare from Red Dead Redemption 1.
Like, I know that was a part of the zombie craze, like the next zombie wave, and like, no, I'm not mad about it by any means. Like, it was a great
because they did more than just zombies. They also did the 4 horses of the apocalypse.
Did you find all 4?
Oh, I did.
I only found 3 out of the 4. I think it was Pestilence. Yeah, I think that's the one I didn't find. The minute I found War was the one in flames, right?
Yes, I believe War was in flames and lit everyone beside you on fire, which I remember the frame rate just plummeting.
Oh,
If you ran through the canyon on War, you know exactly which canyon I'm talking about.
oh yes, I do.
If you ran through that canyon on War, your frame rate was like stutter, 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 stutter. It couldn't keep up.
War was my main horse in that DLC, and yeah,
Why not?
like it just one like at the time, like I thought of like Carter Slade Ghost Rider with that,
Yeah,
and I made sure like John Marston, like yeah, he can't be in flames, but like he had the trench coat and the hat. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go Carter Slade.
Yeah, no, that's dope to do a little mental cosplay there.
Oh, it was just so good. Like, it's kind of a bummer that with the remaster, which you can't even call it a remaster that got brought out lately.
No, it's a port.
Yeah, and like they're charging $70. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Fix your fucking thinking, Rockstar.
I could buy an Xbox 360 and a copy of that game cheaper
for $20 or less.
Yeah, cheaper than I can buy it on the PlayStation Store. So, and then I won't have to deal with it in some weird ass, resolution.
Oh, yeah, like I still have my copy from high school on my shelf there. Yeah. It's such a good one. I loved it that it came out. It was so good. It got its own standalone disc and case.
Yeah.
Like it was that fucking good. Like I loved it. But great pick. Okay, so my next one's coming from Mafia 3.
Oh, okay.
And they did 3 single player DLCs, which great stories all around. But the one I'm gonna go for is Signs of the Times, where it was like they went for this feel of like a psychedelic 70s noir horror experience, where you were like going after like this hippie cult. And like you had this detective stuff to like find out who the killers were, but like there's like one cellar at one point that felt like the catacombs of Paris, and it was just very eerie. And it's just you're like solving like a murder and everything, and you're just very tense. Great shootout sequences. It's great. Like I recommend it if you can get it for cheap.
Yeah.
Signs of the Times easily. It's just it gets you really in depth with so much different atmospheric genres. Whether it be like whether you like the whole 70s era, a bit of horror, detective. It felt so amazing just to see that, and it came with costumes for that one, and one of the costumes was labeled The Experience, and a major character looked like Jimi Hendrix. Which that was just fucking baller.
Yeah.
My God, I love it. I'm a sucker for Hendrix still to this day. What would you say is another pick you have?
The going back to Grand Theft Auto 4, and you're talking about the Lost and the Damned, I'm going back to Grand Theft Auto 4 and saying the Ballad of Gay Tony.
So good. So fucking good. Yeah. I didn't play as much as that one, because I think at the time, like, I was just on a real, like, I was just on a binge of, like, Sons of Anarchy at the time. And to go from, like, bikers to, like, nightclub scene, I was like, okay, it's not really my scene, but there is some pretty cool, like, missions and even some, some of the odd, what the hell is it? Like, some of the fun little mini games. Between, like, I think you were able to, like, bust a move on the disco floor or something like that at one point.
Yeah, I think that's right for this one.
Yeah.
Because Gay Tony's all about his nightclubs.
Yeah. They brought him back in GTA 5, didn't they?
Yes, for GTA Online, they brought back Gay Tony when you start being able to buy your own nightclub. So you co-own a nightclub with Gay Tony.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I'll be diving into that when I get around to playing that whole GTA 4 experience again. Because, yeah, it's just, you get back to that whole talk we were just having of, like, DLC, story expansions.
Yeah.
It felt like you were buying a whole nother game for cheap.
Yep.
Actually, they weren't like costing huge. They were like $20, if anything.
Yeah, and I really wish that I don't know. It's double edged sword. Like I wish GTA Online hadn't done so well.
Me too.
Which caused Rockstar to not care about the story content and instead take all the story content DLC they had planned and convert it into online content. So a lot of these big, giant, hugely costly updates we're getting from GTA Online in terms of how much money, GTA dollars you have to spend. Most of that's repurposed single player content.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Like
oh.
that game deserved a DLC, and so did Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, I would have loved to see some DLC on that. Like, I would have liked.
That's one of the highest performing games ever made. Like, it made Rockstar so much fucking money, and I just don't understand how we didn't get like a Cowboys versus Aliens, since there's so many alien Easter eggs in that game. I'm just saying.
I would have loved to see that. That or like, you see like some of the cannibal stuff that you stumble upon there. I would like to see a homage to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of style, like a cannibalist cult that you're trying to solve something there. I would have loved to see something like that. Or hell, give us like a prequel of how like Arthur Morgan came to be upon like, Dutch and what the hell was his name?
Hosea.
Thank you. But yeah, like how he stumbled upon those guys.
They talk about that a little bit in the game. Arthur was pretty young. He was 12, 13.
Yeah.
When he joined the gang.
Yeah. But yeah, like that game alone had so much potential to have like expandable stories.
Yeah.
You could have went so many ways. Instead, yet again, they poured it all into online. And what happened?
Yep.
Went to shit.
Yep.
I don't know. I hope we hear something about GTA 6 before we fucking get buried 6 feet under. Like, I see that meme where it's like, I die the next day. GTA 6 trailer comes out. Like, motherfucker. At this point, that's what it feels like. Because I get it that, like, games take a lot to be made. And, like, being in school for almost a whole year now for video game development, it's not easy. It is not easy to make a game. But at the same time, it really sucks that you have to like have your fans waiting a decade for a sequel.
Yeah.
And you're just pouring all of your hardworking talent into an online function. It's so stupid. It's stupid to me. Like, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully we do revert back to single player games. Like, again, still keep the multiplayer experience, but doesn't mean you have to axe off one or the other.
Right.
Like if it were an indie studio, I would understand for budgeting reasons, but when you're a AAA company like Rockstar, EA, fuck off. You have the money. You got wipe your ass money. You can do it.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Okay, so you got Ballad of Gay Tony. I think I'm gonna go for the prequel DLC from BioShock Infinite.
Ooh. That's a good pick.
You find out you meet like Elizabeth is like your companion that helps you throughout the game in Infinite, but you go to a time when like before the fall of Rapture, and she's there with you, helping you through it, and you see like the downfall, like the calm before the storm, and it is so awesome to see that. Like, I'm still hoping for a BioShock 4. I know there's been an announcement that it's in the works, but no, like, release date, no trailer yet. And I actually hope it happens, and it's not just smoke and mirrors at this point. BioShock is still one of my all-time favorite franchises to this day. Sure, the second one wasn't great, but I loved it. And I think to this day,
like I didn't hate it, but I love that franchise.
Yeah,
I remember playing that first game. I was living in a little studio apartment, and one of my finest possessions was my Xbox 360. I had nothing to my name. And I remember playing that, renting it from Family Video.
Oh yeah.
And playing that and being blown away. Like the first BioShock. Like, couldn't believe that a game could look as good as that.
The atmosphere, you had elements of horror, mystery, but it had a lot of heart with it too.
Yeah. Would you kindly?
Oh shit. Like the whole I went and played for both endings. I wanted the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And the good one, I'm still happy with the good ending on that one.
Yeah.
But amazing DLC. What do you got for your last one?
So my last one, I'm going to go for Witcher Blood and Wine. Okay. Witcher 3's final DLC.
How many DLCs did they have for that one?
So they had like cosmetic DLCs and apology DLCs because, not nearly as bad as Cyberpunk, but there were pretty big glitches on release. So they put out some apology cosmetics and stuff like that. You start this mission, you get this armor for free, kind of stuff. But they put out Heart of Stone DLC, which didn't add a lot of new area to the map, but it was a very amazing, heartfelt story.
Okay.
And then they did Blood and Wine, which Blood and Wine added an entire new region to the map called Toussaint. Toussaint is essentially like southern France if it was in a storybook. Like it's idealistic. The color palette of the game completely changes. But the main quest there, hence the Blood and Wine, is you're going up against a higher vampire, which are nigh unkillable, and Witchers typically don't take contracts on.
Oh, shit.
So you've got this kind of whodunit kind of quest where the queen's sister has gone missing and you need to track her down, but also there's this vampire conspiracy that's happening as well, with vampires, like I said, that are pretty much unkillable. So, but in all of that too, you also get your own estate.
Oh shit! Okay.
Toussaint, called Corvo Bianco, and there Geralt can finally settle down. And if you close out the Blood and Wine ending and you've romanced Triss or Yennefer, they show up with you there.
Oh, that's a nice one.
If you played like me and went with Yennefer, you end that DLC with Geralt and Yen just sitting in this winery, beautiful palatial estate, looking out at the sunrise and being like, "This is nice."
Kind of like a peaceful send off, like Arthur.
It's like Geralt. Yeah, Geralt gets to actually retire.
Shit.
Like, I love that ending, and I think that's, in my opinion, that's my canon ending.
Fuck. No, like that's a nice, good way to tie it off, especially in a trilogy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and I mean, it's all fan fiction. Like, all of the games take place after the books.
Mm-hmm.
And Geralt died at the end of the books.
I have not played any of the Witcher games. I know there's a Netflix series, and I've been debating on watching that.
Maybe the first season.
Okay. I'm not.
There's some good. There's a lot of good in the first season. I just wouldn't watch past that.
I don't know if I want to commit to a series with Netflix because they have this horrendous fucking thing of doing a season or two and then canceling it. It's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I mean, they lost their main actor for this one, so.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They got recast by Liam Hemsworth.
Oh, really? For a second, I thought you were going to grab a figure off to the side. I saw this extended arm reach. I'm like, he has one. We're nerds. We have figures. They're collectibles. Don't dare call them toys. They're collectibles, damn it.
I mean, I'll just grab this Zombie Strange pop.
That still looks like it could be a cover of like an Iron Maiden album.
Oh, yeah. I love this pop. He's got the cape of souls.
I mean, pop figures myself, I don't collect a whole lot of. Like, I have like Ash from Evil Dead. My favorite ones by far is what I got from the States at the actual Funko store. And it's my Chucky and Tiffany from Chucky's Bride. And
Yeah.
when I saw them on the shelf, I'm like, you're coming home with me. Hey! We're twinsies! Nice! Fucking A!
Yeah, I've got those too.
Oh, man, like, I look at the prices of, like, Chucky and Tiffany, like, dolls. I'm like, fuck. I'm not gonna have that money, because they would be
I know.
sitting on my mini fridge in front of the Camp Crystal Lake sign. They'd be
Yeah,
sitting
no, I
right
mean,
there.
I want that Trick or Treat Studios, like a $600 Chucky.
Oh, here it's like almost $1,000.
Yeah, I want that. I want that. I love my little Chucky that I've got over here.
Yeah.
But he's like 2 feet tall. He's
Yeah,
not
true.
life size.
Yeah, I think even if I found like a 2 feet tall, like Chucky and Tiffany, but I would want the Chucky's Bride versions of them. It's just
With the stitches.
yeah, it's my favorite version of Chucky, and I'm
Yeah.
sure for many others as well. But yeah,
Yeah, it's weird. I kind of became a fan of Child's Play. Like I'd seen the first two when I was a kid, but it wasn't until like Bride and Seed that I really became a big fan of Child's Play.
Yeah.
But now I prefer the non-stitch Chucky. So
that's fair. Yeah, because like I didn't get into horror till about maybe my high school years. And Chucky's Bride was like the top 3 horror films that I first watched. And I was hooked immediately. I went to watch all the others. You know, and like speaking of which, fuck, season 3, baby. Let's fucking go.
the country is chucked.
Oh, the fact like he's like covered in blood standing in front of the White House Oval Office window going, God bless America. I'm like, this shit's gonna get bonkers, and I am here for it. Oh,
yep.
Man. So
I've heard it's releasing in 2 halves. That we get the first half during October, and then the next half will be later. They're spreading it because the writer strike is still going on, and they need to spread their finished content out.
I hope the strike wins.
Oh well, it's gonna.
It better.
But the strike's not going to be over until they come to an actual like agreement.
Yeah.
So they're gonna win.
Yeah. Like,
the studios will cave. They always do.
Mm-hmm. Well, because like without them, the actors, they ain't got no fucking movie. They ain't got no fucking show.
No, it'll be like back in what 2006, 2007, last time this happened, where it was really the rise of reality TV because they could do contracts differently because they weren't actors.
Right.
And we didn't have writers because they were ad-libbing on set.
I just, all these studios are like, oh, AI is the future. We don't need, fuck off. Like, you need actual art. A computer can only do so much.
Yeah.
Like, no, forget it, dude. Honest to God. Fuck. I'm not going to get too much into that because I will get very emotionally pissed. Majority of our morning conversation in class goes like, those fucking pricks. Like, we go off on a tangent, and it's it's weird that I'm talking about like the Screen Actors Guild on this because I immediately think of like Team America World Police.
Yeah.
Just the raw. Like patting, like just beating on the desk. It's like, fucking God.
I mean, that's not inaccurate.
No, Matt Damon, but I got a bit of it is a topic, but it's kind of a discussion I want to have with you as well. You know, we're talking about video games here. And we did talk about it briefly a little bit in the intro, but with modern gaming, what the fuck? Like, why is it taking such a shit downturn? Now, hold the phone before we get into this. Those listening, I'm not talking about games that launched that sucked and then came back, you know, full swing like Cyberpunk or anything like that. I'm not picking on that.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I'm not picking on that by any means. I mean like companies like Like lately, this whole year, I've noticed that indie developers are doing more better with games than actual AAA titles. Like, yeah, it's a cheap shot, but I'll take a swing at EA. Like,
Yeah, why
they're
not?
like, it pisses me off that game studios will make a half-ass experience, but put all their chips in on microtransactions.
Yep.
You know, perfect example here. It's not EA, but Activision. No, sorry,
Hmm.
Blizzard. You know, they say, oh, you know, Overwatch 2 is coming out. You know, brand new game. We got story and everything. It's not even Overwatch 2. It's Overwatch 1.5. That's all it
Yeah.
is. You know, like, it's dirty that, like, the game I paid money for Overwatch 1, you can't even play that anymore. And they immediately go, yeah, Overwatch 2 is free to play, but you can't play Overwatch 1. It's like, motherfucker, you just stole money from me like that. And,
Uh huh.
you know, and they don't really have a whole lot of new characters. I think probably like two. Not a whole lot of new maps. And the single player experience, it's the same, like, from what I've been seeing, it's like Grand Theft Auto, where it's like, oh, it's online. It's an expandable story. No, it's not. It's online.
No.
It's
Yeah.
just cheap missions. Like, it's not. That
Yep.
I'm really tired of these big name studios that have the money to do better, but they're not.
Yeah.
You know, like, we even brought it up before about like Rockstar, like the king of fucking open world games,
Yes.
taking Red Dead Redemption and labeling it as a remaster where it's not. You just ported the fucking thing, but not to every other console or
Right.
platform. You just chose PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. What about Xbox? What about PC? You know,
Right.
but and like
Yeah.
and still charging, you know, like
Charging
80 bucks.
$60.
$80
It's
here in Canada.
yeah.
Like, fuck off, man. What's
Yeah.
your take on stuff like this? I want to know.
I mean, I think that kind of lazy ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not acceptable. Like, if you're gonna release Red Dead Redemption 1 again, actually remaster it.
Yes.
Like, go in, update, make changes, make the gameplay smoother. You port it into the engine you use to make Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got 90% of your character models already there.
Yep.
Like, let's fucking roll, man. Yeah, will it cost a little bit more? Yes. Will it buy you a lot more goodwill with your fan base? Yes. Like,
Rockstar's got to make up with their fan base right now because, like, they've been.
and that's something that I think CD Projekt Red has been phenomenal at since the release of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I am a huge CD Projekt Red stan. Witcher 3 is in my top 3 video games of all time, as we talked about on a very previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
But so is Cyberpunk. And at that time, I was talking about the 1.63 patch of it,
Mm-hmm.
where all the main stuff that had been broken at launch was fixed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as we record this tomorrow, it's 2.0.
Fuck.
Everything is changing. So, like, before we started recording tonight, I was playing 1.63 because it's the last time I get to play it in this form.
I've been holding off.
The way that I've played the game, pretty much the entirety that I've played it, because I played it when it started, and I was like, nope, I'm on a PS4, I can't do this.
Right.
So it wasn't after I've got a PS5 that I actually played the game proper. And I have put in near 600 hours.
Man. And I give so much respect to CD Projekt Red on that. Like, you know, again, you have these other companies that's like, oh, you know, like Bethesda, for instance, like, oh, modders will fix it. You know, it's not our fucking problem. They'll just do it. And it's like,
we're going to use the same engine for 20 years.
Like, to me, it's
NPCs in Starfield look exactly like NPCs in Skyrim. And you can leave an angry comment if you like GNOME. I don't care, but it's Skyrim with better skins, which means they haven't done dick to improve their engine since 2011.
Yeah, and it just, like, it's a piss off because you have these companies like Bethesda, lately Rockstar, which I'm disappointed with, They'll be like, "Oh, modders will do it. They can do it." It's like,
Yep.
oh, so from a Canadian standpoint,
Unpaid labor.
yeah, we're like on from me being in Canada, like I'm already paying 90 fucking bucks Canadian to buy your game, and now I have to be a software engineer to fix your fuck
Uh-huh.
ups. It's like, go to hell, honestly. Like it's just if the industries keep up with this, like they're fucked. Obviously,
Yeah.
at one point, like are are we the demographic now for gamers? No, we're not the demographic anymore. We're past that. But we're still that majority though.
Oh, it's weird because okay, I like how you bring that up, the
Mhm.
demographic of gamers. Because yes, are they aiming for that 14 to 19 crowd for a lot of these games? Yes, they
Yes.
absolutely are. However, it is us that are outside of that who have the disposable income
Mhm.
to be able to purchase these games,
Yep.
purchase these consoles.
We're the ones with that money. And it's like, guess
Yeah,
what? Like, yeah, little Timmy or Johnny, sure, their birthdays and Christmases are coming up, that or they could borrow mom and dad's credit card, but like,
right.
and that's no sweat off their back. But to us, we're pissed.
Yeah.
Like so much this year, like the only game that got my attention and I was so hyped for and it didn't disappoint me was Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I've watched a little bit of gameplay of that.
Oh.
One of my favorite YouTube Reacts channels had people that don't like Mortal Kombat watch fatalities from Mortal
Oh
Kombat One,
yeah.
which was pretty funny. And then they showed a few more. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested in the idea. I've always enjoyed the mythos of the Mortal Kombat world.
Oh, it's insane, like for like how much goes into these games. And yeah, it's just brutal. And but at the same time, like it is a very simple formula for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Like if they've
I
been doing
mean,
it for like 30 years now, they've been doing
yeah.
it. And like they go like, "Okay, this is what the fans like.
Right.
Let's keep it that way." And for their DLCs, like those are the only ones I give a shit about. Like sometimes the guest fighters, like they come out of left
Oh
field and they
yeah.
fit.
And so, okay, yes, I agree. And they've had some amazing guest stars in the past, such as Jackie Earl Haley's Freddy Krueger from the remake.
Yeah.
They've had Jason, they've had the Predator, they've had Alien, they've had Leatherface, they've had the
Rambo,
Terminator.
RoboCop.
Yep, Rambo, RoboCop. They've had all these amazing licensed characters.
Hmm.
So this is my plea. NetherRealm, please make a horror fighting game.
There was an indie horror fighting tournament, a tournament fighter called Terror Dome.
Mm.
And like you could only download it. Like it wasn't anywhere you could find it. But somebody made
Sure.
this game and it was like Mortal Kombat from the 90s. It was like a 2D,
Yeah.
stop motion fighter. But it was with like 80s, 90s slashers. Like you could have like the Tall Man versus Chucky. What was it? I can't remember the name. I probably fucked it up. But you could have like Jason Voorhees versus Ghostface and like all these
Nice.
big like icons. I'm like, why haven't we had this? Yes, like they're owned by multiple properties. But like, why not?
Yeah, make the deals.
Us fans would lose our fucking mind over that
Yeah.
shit. Like, I welcome that. Like when I first seen Mortal Kombat X and I heard that you got that Predator and Alien were coming, like, oh baby, I'm ready for that fight. Just as I'm pumped for Homelander versus Omni-Man.
Yes. Homelander, Omni-Man, you got Peacemaker in there.
I'm Team Omni-Man for that. He's gonna fuck up Homelander so bad.
Well, yeah.
It's just sorry. Homelander's batshit crazy and he has emotional issues, and Omni-Man's like no fucks given at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm excited that it confirmed too that it's J.K. Simmons and John Cena doing the voices for Omni-Man and Peacemaker. I haven't seen confirmation that Anthony Starr is doing Homelander yet, but I assume that's the case.
I would say that he would. If they can get like Schwarzenegger and Stallone back for Rambo and Terminator,
Yeah,
like even Keith David for Spawn, I'm sure they could.
yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just it's fucking sad with modern gaming. Like there was a video I seen on YouTube not too long ago where some guy opened up. It's like, why does a game like Fall Guys have a battle pass? You know, and it said like, oh, you want to play good? You want to be doing all nights with your buddies on Halo Online? Fuck you, grind for cat ears. And it showed like cat ears on top of like a Master Chief helmets. And it just, I saw that and was like, motherfucker, like it's true. You know, we're all.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, was it Halo 2 or Halo 3? It was probably Halo 3, where you could actually like grind for cosmetic achievements.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's back when I was like very competitive for Halo 2. I was very good back then.
I remember Halo 3 was like the pinnacle of that franchise. Like it was the best.
And the Halo 3 single player, kind of to lead in what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The Halo 3 single player kind of sucked compared to the first two.
Yeah.
Because they had put most of their focus into the online mode.
Yeah. And then like at the same time though, like it's kind of what happened with like Halo 3 ODST. Everyone seemed to shit on that, but I loved it. I loved it. Was multiple different stories in one. It was amazing. You know, but I think like the biggest, like, I understand a lot of people aren't looking forward to this accusation of Microsoft with like Activision Blizzard.
Right.
But at the same time, another thing that really angers me with modern gaming is that like Activision has so many companies under its name that they've bought and liquidated over the years and own IPs from those companies. And my hope is that, you know, Microsoft looks into that vault and goes, let's see what games we could bring back for that generation, you know? Like, what was it? There's one company, Raven Software. I loved the games that they made in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah, Ravensoft. What were they?
They made Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Those were great.
They made a lot of games from that era. And yeah, like I would love to see that game. Or Radical Entertainment. They made Simpsons Hit and Run. I've been wanting that game to come back.
Didn't that just turn 20 the other day?
Yeah, it's sure fucking 20. God.
I think I read where that was 20 years old. I remember that playing that at one of my high school ex-girlfriend. Like taking my Xbox over to her house for like her parents were out of town for the weekend, so I was going to stay there all weekend. But because it was 2002 or whatever it was at the time, I would bring my Xbox because, you know, Chance is smart.
Yeah. I'm sorry, just I hear that and just like my parents are away, want to play with some toys, and like it showed this meme.
And I show up with my Xbox. Yeah,
there was a meme
sure.
where I seen it had a couple be like, "We should play with some toys in the bedroom," and the husband's like, "Yeah, okay, sure," and he sets up a Hot Wheels track to go off like his girlfriend's ass, and he's like flinging cars off of it. She's annoyed and pissed, but he's like, "Yes, I love this."
Yeah, that's. I'm not gonna confirm or deny any of that happening to me. I'm just going to say that it wouldn't be out of character. Luckily, I'm Captain Chronoton, and I can go back and fix my mistakes.
Oh, fuck. Tell me your secrets so I can do that to me.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie that I tell to people to make them think that I can do things.
No, like I remember with Simpsons Hit and Run, like my brother and I, like we poured so many hours into that game.
That was hella fun, dude. I played the shit out of that.
Like, yeah, it's just it's you know, they don't want to emulate these games and they don't want to even bother. But it's like, dude, do you realize these games is what made you the big name you are?
Right.
You know, like we can't find them anywhere. And if you happen to find a physical copy, you're paying out the nose from scalpers because
Oh
they
yeah.
know that people are desperate. Like, I remember seeing like a brand new copy of Simpsons Hit and Run in the package seal for about $950. I'm like, go to hell. The most I'm paying for this is like $30 tops. Like,
Yeah.
no, like it's so dumb. Like it's just I know there's like some organization that's forming right now with like the completionist from YouTube, and he's like a part of this group that is trying to fight to have games like that available more often, because like
Yeah.
you have so many of these companies that are pissed off that some of us gamers that want to emulate games like illegally, and then we get shit for it. It's like, dude, if you made it more possible to find these games, like this wouldn't happen. You know, like whether put it on Steam, PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, you know, remaster it or, you know, something. Like it's not that hard. Like if a studio like Night Dive, which I love them, can get properties like Turok and bring back
Mm,
all three same graphics,
yeah.
tuned up on controls, and sell for like $6 each, like we will eat that shit up, no problem.
Yeah. I played the fuck out of some Turok when I was a kid.
Oh, they have 1 and 2. They just announced that they're bringing the third one back.
Nice.
So I'm grabbing that day one. I love Turok. Such a good fucking
Yeah.
game. But yeah, it's just I've been really pondering with this, and like I know like me and you aren't alone on this. Anyone listening to this is just as pissed with like how gaming's going. Like we're sick of battle passes. We're sick of,
Yep.
of battle royales, multiplayer only games. Like, you know, we're not like the teens, but maybe take a look and realize like us in our 20s, our 30s, 40s. Like I looked online, like the average male game player is anywhere between 18 to 54.
Yeah.
Like, just saying. Like,
And with our generations aging, like, you know, where you find the old, you know, groups now that get together and play bridge. People are going to get together and do fucking LAN parties again. Like,
oh, there's a company actually, not really a company, but like a couple small town businesses. One of them here in my hometown, a couple in like Alberta and Vancouver. But the thing here is that, what is it? They actually have like these companies that do LAN parties,
nice.
and it's just incredible where you have. Sorry, for a second I thought my headphones turned off. I hear the do 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 do. I'm like, motherfucker, turn back on. We're not done yet. But
I'm not finished with you.
yeah, just get over here. But yeah, it's just like it's cool because like you could like have a date set and they will show up with like all the cables, the consoles, and monitors ready, you know, and do all the
Dope.
connections for you, and you just go at it. Like I think I seen one that was in my hometown that they hooked up. What was it, 12 monitors together to play
Nice.
Halo. I was like, fuck. I was like, I would have loved to be a part of that. That
Yeah,
would have
that's
been just
dope.
kicking it old school, dude. It's, yeah, just, I don't know. Like, I know you and I sound like a bunch of old grumpy farts on this, but
Yeah.
we remember. We remember the good days, damn it.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, no, I mean, there's something to be said about like a proper single player story, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need to play every game online.
No.
I much prefer like to just sit back here in my office and play a single player campaign that I can immerse myself into.
Even talking about like the horror games that we discussed, like Evil Dead and whatnot, you easily could have made a single player campaign.
Oh, and there were plenty of Evil Dead games before this that were single player games.
Regenerate was my favorite out of all.
Oh yeah,
PS2.
those are super fun.
Like
I played all of those.
I still remember like the comeback one-liners between I can't remember the guy's name, but it's the companion that Ash is stuck with, who's like the dwarf.
Yeah, and you kick him.
Yeah, and he's like, now watch it, Stubby. He's like, first of all, who you calling Stubby? Stubby. like, and like Ash just looks flaming pissed towards him. It's just, oh, but like, you even got games like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that released, and it is
Yeah,
fun. Don't get me wrong, it is fun.
but it's gonna be dead
It
in 9
is
months.
like same. It's probably gonna be the same with Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yep, dead in 9 months.
It's just you got to think of a single player experience. Like,
Yeah,
give us the final girl,
yep.
campaign. I don't know, but it's just like you got to think more than just multiplayer. I know you want to think of like longevity of a game, but multiplayer isn't your answer.
No, and I think I really like your idea there.
Hmm.
Give us the final girl.
Yeah,
But I think, and I'm just pitching this since you are studying video game design,
yeah.
we start with who we think is the protagonist. Like
Oh,
the big strong guy, and he's who we're playing, and he dies.
Alabama man.
And then we cut to a different archetypal character, the nerd.
Exactly, the underdog.
We cut to or we cut to the cheerleader,
Yes.
or we cut to the nerd girl. Like we cut to all these different archetypes, and we get a brief moment of play with them,
Hmm.
and they all die, and then the last character we connect with is the final girl.
I would love that experience. Like,
Yeah.
and then here's a great one, for instance. Take a look at the. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up my voice on that one. But, like, take a look at the fucking Dark Pictures anthology. Or fucking
Yeah.
Until Dawn. The Quarry. Like, though that shows you could make a single player game
Yep.
while taking care of a mess of kids that are just dumb as fuck. Daddy, hold my hand. It's like, why? You're dumb as fuck. You're drunk. I don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
But, like, if. Like, I know a lot of people don't. There's some. It's a very niche crowd to like those experiences, but like that alone, what that company's doing, Supermassive Games,
Yeah.
they're doing it right. Like they did good for multiplayer as well, that you could play co-op with a friend online. Still do that. That's just as fun. But it's, yeah, horror games especially, it's just they gotta think more.
Well, they've got those curator cuts that you can get.
Hmm.
That is the second player perspective,
Yeah.
but you get to play it as the single player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I didn't
So
mind.
even if you don't have a second person, you can still experience what the second person would have experienced after you complete the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities for games. And I know like some companies want to stand out from others, but they got to like understand, like, if they're sitting there with like playing poker with these other ones and they realize their hand stinks for not one, but multiple games,
Yeah.
you might have to do what the other guy's doing sometimes. Put a spin on it, but like it's just they really got to figure it out here, because the only way a lot of these big name studios are making money is microtransactions.
Yep.
That's all they're doing. That's what they're making money on, Like, I really hope, above all, like, I hope Bethesda does get their shit together soon. I know, like, Starfield is doing well, from what I've heard, which that's nice. But it's just another open world game. It's, it's Skyrim in space.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
But it's just, at the same time, like, I want them to get their shit together. EA, come on. Like, they were talking, like, they had a studio called EA Black, and that was the one that made the Skate games.
Right.
And like there's been video footage on YouTube about like the prototype builds that they show, of like in-game prototype builds of like skaters like skating in the parks and that. And it looks great, but why the hell did you have to wait for Tony Hawk to come back and give us the remaster of 1 and 2?
Right.
Like I know, like, you gotta look at yourself as a business, but at the same time, it's like your fans are what built your company. You could have amazing staff, and like the creators as well is what makes a great company too. But without fans, and the more you bite them, or you fight with them. Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Like your company's gonna shit the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just even seeing like all these indie developers like lately, Team 17. I've been enjoying a lot of their games lately, and they made a game. I don't know if it's on console. It's a game you would love very much too. It's called Killer Frequency,
Okay.
and it's set in the 80s, and it's basically kind of like a puzzle game of a sort, but you are a DJ at this late night radio station called The Scream.
The Scream.
And
Okay.
you're like, putting records on there, playing tapes for commercial, working the dials and that. But all of a sudden, there's a killer on the loose, like running through the town, and like the last cop ran like two towns over to go get help. So you're like taking calls in from people to help them, but it's a puzzle the way through of like how to get this person out of the hedge maze to save them from the killer.
Right.
And like it's very much like if you were the disc jockey in like a Halloween movie and Michael Myers is on the loose. It's incredible. And there's some moments where you leave the studio to go in the alley and you see that fucker all of a sudden through like some chain link fence, and it's like, oh shit, I do not like this. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah.
But again, this is like an indie studio, dude. That did
So
this.
yeah, operating at a much lower level that is putting out a better product.
Oh, like, and the price for the game, it was like $30 Canadian when I got it.
Nice.
And like it looks great. The soundtrack is so 80s as fuck. Like, no, they didn't get the licensing for any songs, so they made 80s inspired music themselves. So synthesizers, stuff like that you would hear. But it's such a good time, and the story is very compelling too. Like, I think it's on console as well, not just Steam. I'm sure you can find it on PS5. Yeah, Killer Frequency, please give it a try. You would love it. Those of you listening right now, if you love horror, you love mystery, you like puzzle games, go for it. You would love Killer Frequency. That game does not get enough praise as is. What about like some of the games that you've ended up playing this year? Like, has there been a lot of hits and misses you've had?
I mean, more hits than misses, I would say, but I'm also very careful about what I, actually pick up.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty much exclusively PS5 these days, so
Mm-hmm.
I see what they've got on sale and whatever. I will say that the Saints Row, the most recent one, the remake, whatever, was the PS Plus game for this month, and that's pretty disappointing.
I was one of those, like, after that year, I stopped pre-ordering games.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered like 3 games. That one, the Evil Dead game, and then that, whatever the fuck name of that game was. Oh, Rockay City? With like all the celebrities, like Vanilla Ice and that, they all stunk. And I'm like Evil Dead game, it was fun online for a bit, but the balancing was shit. Like, me and a friend got sick of it so fast, and that sucks, because Evil Dead's one of my favorite franchises next to Chucky.
Yeah.
But, like, after that, I'm like, I'm not pre-ordering shit ever again. That's so stupid. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's something you really gotta be careful with nowadays, because, like, there's only very few YouTube reviews that I listen to. Like, IGN just gets bought out. For the reviews. I don't listen to them at all. But I'll listen to Game Ranks because they're honest and true about their reviews and whatnot. But yeah, there's so much more that needs to be done with modern gaming to be worth the price. Because, like, even talking about just like finance wise, like, it's not cheap. It's not.
No.
It's getting way more pricey. Like, it's funny, in America, you guys are paying $60. That's what we were paying in Canada in like the mid-late 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, most games now are $70. Mm-hmm. There are differences, and sometimes you can get them cheaper. But yeah, typically a brand new title is $70.
Yeah, I've seen some new titles in Canada here list themselves either for $80 or $90. I'm like, no, I'll wait till the reviews come out. I'll wait if you have major bugs. Like I waited especially for like the Grand Theft Auto Definitive trilogy
Yeah,
because I'm like, that's cool. They'll put some work into it, and it shit the bed hard at first.
yeah,
I did get it for the summer sale on Steam recently for like $35.
nice.
And it's okay. There's still some bugs they need to fix, but it's okay. Now, if I were to buy it day one, I would have returned it and never thought about getting it later on again. It's just,
Yeah.
it's sad. It really is. Just, I don't fucking know. Throw them fuckers in the wood chipper. Throw them in Chippy. I don't give a shit.
We have had a doozy of a day.
Well, we got to come up with, like, I'll probably make, like, a video clip or something of a segment, like, who's going into Chippy today?
I think it should be that fucking Gollum game that never should have been made.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with, like, the J.R. Tolkien books or films.
I mean, yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy here too. Like, I'm familiar with them, but I never even finished The Hobbit because it was so fucking boring.
But yeah, like Gollum, I remember hearing this game, like, Gollum, who the fuck is that? And I saw a picture, I was like, that's your protagonist? I'm like, that twingy little fuck? Really? In a medieval era game?
I mean, apparently the developer put out a public apology.
Oh shit. It was that bad?
It was that bad.
I mean, Cyberpunk did the same thing, but they at least made up for it.
But they fixed it.
Yeah, they did something about it. Not just, sorry. I immediately thought of
I mean, I gotta tell you, man, other than like Horizon, Burning Shores, the DLC for Horizon that was specifically for PS5.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't think of a single game I've played on the PS5 that looks as good as Cyberpunk.
Really?
Like, it's unbelievable. Like, and I've got a fairly mediocre television back here.
Yeah.
Like, it's direct lit 50 inches. So, it's not a full array or mini
4K
LED
or anything like that.
No, it's still 4K.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's 4K, it's HDR10, it's got all that good stuff. It's direct lit.
Yeah.
But, like, there's better quality televisions out there than what I have back here, is my point. Like,
yeah.
It's direct lit, it's got HDR10. Those are the two big benefits of it.
Yeah.
But man, like, it looks so good. It's crazy how impressive the graphics are. So I know if I had an even better television,
it would really pop.
Yeah.
But like, even just hearing that of just like, well, first off, let me ask you, did you rebuy Cyberpunk for PS5 or was it just like transferred over from your PS4?
Yes.
Okay.
So, since I bought it on PS4, I got the free upgrade to the PS5 version.
Okay. Shit like that I like. Instead of like, you're buying a game, but you get the new console like shortly after and then you get that little perk. I like stuff like that. That's nice.
Yeah, so I got to download the PS5 version of the game.
Okay.
Which I guess if I do want to experience the 1.63 version of the game, I can do it on PS4 because they're not getting the 2.0 update.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it says something though. Like Cyberpunk looks, and well, your Forza Horizon looks better than anything else you played on PS5.
Yeah.
Like that says something. Like, granted, graphics don't make the game. Like,
right.
You could have a game that looks fucking 90s pixelated Doom and still be an amazing game.
Horizon Burning Shores, not Forza, but yes.
Oh, whoops, sorry, my bad.
I don't want people thinking I play racing games. I have a reputation.
I mean, the only racing games I somewhat play, well, at least vehicular, is like Twisted Metal. That's about it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
can you tilt your camera? What corner? Oh, it's behind you, or it's in front of you.
It's above me. Yeah. So, and I forgot to bring it down, but I'll throw the picture up here because I need to give a huge shout out for Trollcraft Studios. They've been a sponsor of this show for a while now, and I, as a birthday gift to myself, I went out and I got myself a filament printed Sweet Tooth mask from the Twisted Metal games, and I trusted Chris from Trollcraft Studios to paint it up like Sweet Tooth from like Twisted Metal Black PS3 era, and he killed it. He fucking killed it with his detailing from the teeth and everything. If you guys are honestly looking for someone that cares about their craft, cares about detailing, get a hold of Trollcraft Studios through Instagram. Tell them Big Red, Captain, and Gnome sent you from Bpgn. You will not be disappointed. They are wicked good at what they fucking do. Much love to you, Chris. Thanks again, buddy. Just, fuck. You need more people that do that. Like, fuck, to put that much work in.
The Scarlet Spider that I got is just on a shelf right over here to my right.
I remember seeing him working on that thing and just walking by it. I'm like, is that a McDonald's bag? Just like, did you make that? And he's like, yeah. Like, the mask that he did for me, it didn't come with like the straps on the mask. He made that himself.
Yeah.
Like, he asked me, he's like, do you plan on wearing this? I was like, no, because it doesn't fit my face properly. So he used like these like foam, kind of like a foam kind of thing to make the straps. But the mask is very lightweight anyway, so it's just suspended from the straps, and like to like look up every now and then to see like this evil maniacal clown like looking down like this. Like, first of all, that's the most intimidating boss you could work for, in my opinion.
Right.
So if I'm designing levels for my portfolio and shit, and I look up, I'm like, I think he doesn't think I'm done yet. I should keep going here. sorry, Marcus, but yeah. Oh. Fuck, good times though, dude. Good times. I will say this though. Time's coming up on this episode. We're another great conversation between the two of us.
Another one down, and so many more to go.
Oh, absolutely. Again, many apologies on the delay here. My computer was in the shop for like over a month because of software shit. And then, like, some personal shit happened as well. So that's just a beautiful, fucked up milkshake if I ever heard of it.
Yep.
But we are back full swing. Like Captain said earlier, Gnome is currently away at the moment. He will be back shortly. As always,
he'll be back with us soon.
Mental health matters. Always put it first, fellas. So, once again, I am the Bigger Gamer. Alongside with me,
Captain Chronoton.
And
I'm still working on a bit.
You got it. It's in frame.
There we go.
We will see you guys in the next episode. And as always, Excelsior.